The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
They gave me my theme music!
This is a Planet Fanatics production.
What is up and what's going on, everyone? Raymond, as I told you, I would be back today. I appreciate everybody being here, the ones that are here already, the ones that are coming on. Oh, wow, look, Raymond is already in the chat. I didn't even know that. That was a precursor. That was a pre-recorded message to you, Raymond. I thought you would be joining us a little later. But I do appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate it, Raymond, being here. I appreciate Nery's was here first. Appreciate you being here. The likes, if you're joining in, please like this stream. Get this up to some likes here, please. And we're going to dive straight into the topics today. Before we dive into the topics, straight into the topics, obviously, I'm going to let everyone have a little talk with Corey. Miss Corey's back. How have you been?
Hello, everybody. I've missed you guys. Let me tell you.
Corey, how's it been since the last time we've seen you? We haven't seen you in a while, so how are you doing?
Yeah, you haven't seen me in a while. Last time you guys saw me, I was going through a little bit of a depression. Your girl lost her job. So there was that, and I had to figure some things out, but now I have a new job and figured that out and scheduling, so I'm back on Thursdays, baby. What's up?
Yeah, Corey is back in the house with us. As I told you guys last night, I said Corey would be back. So we are it's going to be Corey and I jumping into the news today. So we're going to jump into some of this news today and things like that. So the first thing that we're going to jump into before we get into anything deep, because I thought too, before we do the topics and everything, let me just go ahead and kind of TLDR what the topics are going to be. We're going to discuss some Deadpool stuff, so spoiler warning, if you don't want to know anything about Deadpool, I don't even know if this really could consider this as a spoiler warning. I feel like this is things that a lot of us already know.
Right.
But I'm going to kind of dive into that a little bit. We'll watch the trailer because we didn't watch the trailer with you guys live. We'll watch that. After that, we are going to discuss, which we've talked about before, actually a year ago almost. It was almost like, I think, a year to date ago that we talked about the first time Kiki Palmer was discussed about Marvel eyeing Kiki Palmer to join the MCU for whatever role. I know that, and we'll get into it. There was a whole thing that went on with the one girl, that white chick that posted on Twitter something about you have to be white to be Rogue or whatever, all that kind of stuff. So, which I don't want any race bending either. But yeah, it was the whole thing that whole thing that came about with that. But that was the people campaigning for her to be Rogue. So we'll jump into that a little bit. And then I wanted to piss some people off again today. In one of our most recent videos that we've done, if you've been here for a while or been here this past week or so, you've seen that video. I didn't expect that video to blow up as much as it did. It was a clipped video from a live stream that we did talking about just Sunspot, X-Men 97, representation, things like that. Mm-hmm. And if you go to that video, there are 125 comments telling me to basically shut the
fuck up. I saw that. I was like,
and I find that shit outlandishly hilarious.
It was so funny.
It is so funny to me.
I went back and watched that video either last night or the night before, and I was reading the comments and I was cracking up because I'm like, but he's not.
Yeah.
But he's not.
And the thing is, I'm not going to sit there, and I think people wanted me to engage with them. People wanted me to engage with them and things like that. I'm not going to sit back. You can write me a novel and I'm not going. Now, maybe in the early days when I first started YouTube, I would have replied. Actually, I did. I replied to everybody that had something negative. I don't give a fuck what you really have to say. If you don't agree, I don't care. You engaged with the video. It helps us out over here. So I really don't care. But I thought, let's piss them off some more because there has been, since that video, and that video wasn't me talking about it. Wasn't the first time it's been discussed, the Sunspot stuff or the lack of representation,
Right.
whatever. There have been people on Twitter that I've seen more and more since that. Well, again, I'm not saying my video was the inspiration, because it definitely wasn't, but I've seen it more on Twitter of the conversations with Sunspot, because as we are diving deeper into 97, we've only got 3 episodes left. Fantastic fucking show.
Fantastic show.
3 episodes left, and people, again, are not happy with the stuff going on with Sunspot. And we're going to, again, dive into it all and piss some more people off. But before we do that, let's jump into the Deadpool stuff. We're going to jump into the Deadpool stuff and talk Deadpool.
I feel like, if anything, 2 things we're always going to do. 1, we're going to piss people off. 2, we're going to say what needs to be said, whether you like it or not. So, welcome to the ride. Join us.
Let's watch the second Deadpool trailer, and then we'll jump into some of the things being said about the Deadpool trailer and Deadpool.
Oh, sweet. Let's do it.
Why can't they hear it?
I don't know. I'm not seeing that on my end.
Why can't they hear it?
I don't know. I'm not seeing that on my end.
Why can't they hear it?
Should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck
I want to know
yourself.
why that shit's not playing. Why the sound's not playing.
Should we wait for...
I think they can hear somewhere on that end.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero. You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man. I am soaking wet right now.
Boys are so silly.
This is what I'm talking about. Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die? Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Want to do some cocaine?
Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
What about Bolivian marching
They
powder?
know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even force bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes! We can't.
Yeah, like I said, we've talked about Deadpool quite a bit. I am ready and excited for Deadpool.
I am, but I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very nervous. I do think it's gonna be a good movie, but is it gonna do what we need it to do?
Oh, I don't think it's going to. You talking fix the MCU?
Not fix
No.
the MCU, but get us to where we need to go in order to execute Secret Wars semi. I can't even say semi correctly, but
Yeah. Like I said, I'm ready for Deadpool. It's nothing. I'm not like. Maybe as we get closer, I'll be counting down the days. That trailer, the second trailer, definitely gave us a lot more to look at as far as Deadpool goes. It's,
Right.
you know, the story is. You always find out what the plot is going to be in the second trailers. But what we do know about Deadpool is that this variant of Wolverine. You guys remember we didn't talk about it because again. when it comes to some of the stuff, like some of the things I had on the docket today for us to talk about, I took off because I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And this conversation that I'm about to bring up was one I did not care about then, and I still really don't care about it. It's the whole anchor conversation. Every universe has an anchor or something like that, and the hero is that anchor of that universe. And if something happens to the anchor, then I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know better than I do in the comments, because I really didn't pay attention to this one. If something happens to the anchor, then I believe the universe collapses. This Wolverine is the anchor of his universe, and his universe has collapsed. He is the reason that we know, from what we know from rumors and leaks, is that this Wolverine is the reason that his universe collapsed. This Wolverine also, from the trailer, I guess what we know too, from what Paradox had said, that this Wolverine is the worst of. This Wolverine is the worst variant of all the Wolverines.
Yeah, I did read that.
Yeah, this one is the worst of all of them, and what makes him the worst is what he did. And what he did, and again, spoiler warning if you don't want to know, and this, again, grain of salt. We don't know if any of this is true. This is just what we are hearing. And what we are hearing is the reason that this Wolverine is the worst of the worst, and why he drinks so much and and carries the immense guilt that he carries, is because he got all of the X-Men killed, and including his universe killed. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I don't believe this is the reason that his universe is destroyed. This is just one of the catalysts that take his universe into being destroyed. So reminder that this is a multiversal film. We are going to be doing some time traveling. Originally, this film was going to take place in nothing but the first original X-Men film, until they switched things up, and now we're diving into several different films. So one of the films we're going to be diving into is X-Men 2. And in X-Men 2, if you remember, the scene before Wolverine, or it was the scene of Wolverine watching the kids at the mansion. Before he was watching the kids at the mansion, he was drinking at a bar, but then decided to go head over to the mansion, to where he ended up watching the kids and he was going to go drink at a bar, but then decided to go watch the kids at the mansion, help Xavier, while Xavier is gone, going to visit Magneto. In this Wolverine's universe, he, instead of choosing the kids and Xavier in the mansion, chose the bar and chose to go drink, which led to, if you remember in X2, while Wolverine was there, it's one of Wolverine's coolest fight scenes.
Yeah, it was
when he's taking down Trask, his guys in the mansion and things like that, saving the kids, helping Colossus, get the kids to the underground tunnels and things like that at the mansion. Well, he's not there for any of those events in his universe. In his universe, Trask and his team do infiltrate the mansion. Xavier is not there. All the mutant children and mutants that were there are slaughtered and killed, and that leads to, I guess, a catalyst of events that lead to the destruction of his universe.
Makes sense. Okay.
And again, grain of salt. We don't know if this is true or not, but these are some of the rumors that we've heard, things that are going to happen, that we will see in the film. Now, I'll bring this back up here. If you look at the trailer, this scene here, I guess, is going to be something we see from that. If you look here, Wolverine is... Let me just mute it. Wolverine is walking through... what some suspect and what the rumors are saying is a graveyard, and this is a graveyard of all of the old, mutants that have died, that were murdered or massacred because of him. And in this particular scene, this is again what we just know. I don't know if this is true. This is Cassandra Nova making him relive the guilt and shame of him letting whatever happened to his universe happen, of him letting what happened to his mutant brothers and sisters happen. So this is a graveyard. I know some people were asking on Twitter and things if these looked like the Sentinel ships from Days of Future Past, and they kind of did. But from And again, don't know. They could be, could not be, could be tombstones, could be, I don't know. But that's just what the rumors are saying there as far as Wolverine is concerned. The yellow suit and everything, I guess this, in his universe, these X-Men wore their comic accurate suits. So that's where the yellow suit comes in. He wears the yellow suit because it's the last thing he has that connects him to the X-Men. He loves it. That's why he wears it and honors it and things like that. So now, as far as Cassandra Nova is concerned, let's go to her really quick.
I mean, honestly, before you get there, I think everything, I mean, like you said, everything you're saying could be a grain of salt and it could become something completely different, but it sounds pretty accurate, especially with what I've been reading.
Right.
Like, all the leaks are pretty much saying the same thing.
Yeah, there are quite a few out there. I would love to get my hands on. I don't want to see it per se, but there is a description out there. I've not seen it. I would love to see it. Trust me, if I've seen it, if I would have seen it, it would have been one of the main topics today within this Deadpool stuff. But the post-credit scene has description has leaked, and My Time to Shine Hello tweeted about it yesterday and said something to the effect of, she's not going to ruin this for everybody, but she doesn't know how Marvel Studios got away with keeping this such a secret from everyone. She's like, because this is a game changer. It's amazing. It's mind blowing. All this kind of stuff. Now, could she just be tweeting shit for the sake of tweeting it? I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know who pays who.
We don't.
Here. We don't know who pays who.
Rob Liefeld did reply to it, and if you don't know, Rob Liefeld is creator of DP, one of the writers too, commented under it and said, oh, he's not lying, because Rob has seen some of I think he's seen the movie. I don't know if he's seen the movie in its entirety or if he's just seen clips and things like that. Whoever sent that, super, thank you.
The Dre Max Show.
Thank you, Dre.
I really appreciate it.
What did Dre say?
Peace and blessings.
Appreciate it, Dre. Thank you so much for just showing the love there.
You in your household.
So Rob Liefeld did comment under it and say, he's not lying. I don't know if he knows that he is a she, but he's not lying. And so if he's saying it, I mean, he has seen it. I don't know. I'm curious to know what the description is. I know it has to do something with Secret Wars. This film is leading us into Secret Wars. So I don't know if it's cameos, if it's other. Well, I don't even want to call them cameos. If it's just other, Avengers or people that are supposed to be a part of this whole multiversal thing that's going on. I don't know. But I would love to see it. And when I do see it, you damn well better be sure we're going to talk about it. I'm going to find it. I've been looking for it all day.
I don't know why, but that scene, because when I read it yesterday, the scene that popped up in my head was Endgame, and where everyone's just coming out of the woodworks, right? Yeah. Like Cap is like, I can do this all day, and then all of a sudden everyone's just coming out. I'm like, what if we get a cameo like that?
Yeah.
That would be... Because that was the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, oh shit, this is how we get it. This is it. They're going to bring everybody in their fucking mom.
Everybody's going to be back.
Yeah.
Everyone will be back.
This is it.
That's why when people get this whole earlier this week, I think, or earlier this week or late last week, people were saying, oh my God, this Thanos could be coming. Well, yes. Yeah. I'm just why is it shocking to people when they say this person's going to be in if you do? Do you only know it by name? Have you never read it? Secret Wars is a massive Marvel comic event. And there are so many people a part of it.
Accessible. Maybe not physical comic book wise, but online.
You can go watch a 15-minute video explaining to you literally Secret Wars on YouTube if you don't want to read it. But that's why I don't know when people get shocked about some of these things for Secret Wars. But what we know about Cassandra Nova. So obviously Cassandra is going to be played by Emma Corrin, and she is going to be, from what Alex Perez says, she is very sadistic. She's very evil. She loves killing variants of her brother. If you notice there, in the shot of what I think is the Marauders, because she has a group in comics. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Cassandra Nova has a group in Marvel Comics called the Marauders, doesn't she? With a bunch of mutants on her team, I believe so. I think that maybe be what they pulled from for the team that Cassandra Nova has, with all of the other faces that we've seen from previous Fox X-Men projects. But if you see in that shot where she's coming out of the Ant-Man head, she's getting up out of a wheelchair, and it's Charles's wheelchair. So she's kills various different variants of her brother. She is very evil. She's a real threat to the multiverse, from what Alex Perez had tweeted out. And if you notice also in the trailer, there's a scene here of Wolverine, and I really do like this scene, though, of what she's doing with her, the mind tricks, the mind powers, the abilities that she's got there to be able to just bend Wolverine at her will. But them jumping through this portal here. So a lot of people thought when they first saw this trailer that actually there were the rumors that Doctor Strange was going to show up in the trailer. So when people were seeing the portal from the sling ring, they were thinking to themselves, oh shit, the rumors are true, Doctor Strange is in it. Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange that we know of is not in this film. This is not Wong or anyone from Kamar-Taj or Doctor Strange making this portal. The rumor is that this is Cassandra Nova herself doing this. And how is she doing this? Is because, Cassandra Nova she knows the multiverse. She's been in the void for a while.
She's been in the void for a cool minute.
Yeah, she's been in the void. She knows the multiverse. She is on top of things there. She has a group there of different, mutants or people from different areas of parts of the multiverse.
Right. Different variants of different mutants.
Yeah. She acquired this sling ring from a Doctor Strange variant that was the Supreme Strange, or whatever multiversal corner he came from. So that she killed him and took that sling ring from him, and now she uses the sling ring for her. So that is what we're seeing in that scene.
She looks really good in the scenes. I think she's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
Because she already, just for the 2 seconds that she's on screen, she gives very Menace vibes. Very, I'm here to fuck shit up.
Yeah, and Emma Corrin's a good actress.
Yeah.
She's a good actress.
When I saw that cast, I was like, yes.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
Yes. She's so good.
So we also talked about before the whole... with Secret Wars and how are they going to do Battle World, if they're going to do Battle World, if that, blah, 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 blah. So Battle World reportedly, again, grain of salt, is going to be taking place on the Void. The Void will be Battle World. Why?
Sorry, didn't we say that, though? Didn't we kind of already predict that a while ago?
We had hinted at that once before.
Okay.
Being the reason because everything gets dropped into the Void. We are going to see, which I'm going to get to in just a minute, we're going to see multiple variants in the Void. And not just in Deadpool, but the Void is going to start showing up in other projects as well, because this is where a lot of people believe, according to rumors and leaks, that this is where it's going to take place. Secret Wars is going to take place in the Void. Okay. And with that, if you remember in Secret Wars, when God Emperor Doom does what he does with Battle World, taking the different pieces of the multiverse and putting them together, he sanctions. First of all, everyone's brainwashed. Besides a few, I think Doctor Strange just knows what's going on. Thanos and the Cabal and people that were on the ship with him know what's going on. Reed, Black Panther, all of them, they all know what's going on. But there are Thor and a few others that are brainwashed. Sinister owns a part of his little kingdom or whatever it is that he has. They all have different little areas of Battle World that are theirs. There's a whole zombie area. There's like the Thor police force. There's so many different things going on within the Void. And the reason that they're able to do that within Battle World, and they're going to do the same thing within the Void in the MCU, being that we are going to see multiple different variants, Well, let me just start with Deadpool first. With Deadpool, the rumor is there's going to be a resistance team going at Cassandra Nova. Cassandra Nova is going to have her team, which we kind of saw a shot of them, some of them in the trailer. And then there's going to be a resistance team of other people that are already in the Void. Now, let's take our minds back to Loki. When we were in Loki, for some people that were asking, how come we didn't see some of this in Loki? Because I've seen people asking that on Twitter. Because that was a part of the Void. That wasn't the entirety of the Void. We were seeing just where where Loki was taking place within the void. The void stretched on and stretched on and stretched on. There were many things that we just did not see in the void. So again, that's how you can set up those different kingdoms within the void. And
Which I feel like they did a pretty good job of, because if you watch some of the shots, like, you can tell, like, it just went on for miles. Like, it just, we just so happen to be in this part of the void. But there's a lot to it. Yeah,
there's a lot going on in the void. Like I said, they want to set up these different kingdoms and things like that, which is something they can do. So there's going to be a resistance team going against her, and a part of that resistance team, I didn't pull up the picture. Maybe you've seen it on Twitter. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible host. I'm being lazy today. There's a picture going around of an elbow, an arm, somewhat. You can see the hair. People are suspecting that is Jennifer Gardner's Elektra. Now, she did say quite a while ago that she was possibly, or that she wasn't in the film or whatever, with the typical spill that they all give. We all know that she's going to be coming back as Elektra in it. So Elektra's a part of that resistance team going against Cassandra Nova. We've even talked about the Fantastic Four, because if you remember, in some of the set photo leaks, we did see the ship that the Fantastic Four fly around in the Fox universe. It was in the Silver Surfer film that they used. The rumor right now is it's Jessica Alba and Chris Evans as the Human Torch are going to be a part of that resistance team going against Cassandra Nova. Okay. We are going to see other heroes, a few other, rumored people that are going to be like the Fox X-Men. Like, that's probably where we'll see James Marsden, Halle Berry, where we'll see Famke, because she recently just did another interview talking about, which was funny, about 2 weeks ago she said, I'm not in the film. I don't know why people keep asking me, to where in this most recent interview she said, I don't know, it could happen, blah blah blah, whatever. So that is what you can kind of imagine, wrap your heads around, for what the resistance team is going to look like going against Cassandra Nova within the film. And also you'll see X-23's Channing Tatum's Gambit will be a part of that Gambit's team.
Like most of like the old original X-Men will be a part of.
Yeah, a lot of the original X-Men, a lot of the original Fox characters and things like that. Because if you, again, the Fox logo in the background, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and a few people from Fantastic Four, right?
Just Jessica Alba, I believe, for right now, and Chris Evans.
Okay. For some reason I thought, maybe not. Okay, maybe I just saw Jessica Alba.
So they're wanting to set all of that up, and this is where the stuff could come in, where you've heard the rumors of Thanos coming back. Again, don't be surprised when we do see Thanos come back. When you see Thanos, if we see other villains like Ultron come back, you see other villains, maybe Red Skull or some others that we've already seen, or either from the Fox universe or other properties or whatever that we've seen. That's where we'll probably see them setting up their own different corners in the void, and because there's already other variants there. Like, there could be a Hulk there. If there's an Ant-Man there, there's got to be other Avengers within the void. You know what I'm saying? Hell, we saw Throg in Loki, so we've got to see other variants of other characters within the void, maybe already setting up shop, maybe having their own corner, maybe there is a Thanos variant there that's got set up his own kingdom where he is King Thanos there. There's I don't know, there's just a lot of different things that they can do with that, and a lot of different things that we've heard that they're going to do with it. So Deadpool, again, it has been on one of my most anticipated lists. It's not that, you might not see me over the hills for the trailers and things like that, but I am very ready to see this film. I think that Cassandra Nova is not going to just, from what we've heard, not going to just be a threat in this film. Cassandra Nova is going to go on to being one of the multiversal threats within the void. That's why I was saying people setting up their own different corners. Cassandra Nova, from what we've heard, may still have her own little corner in the void where she's manipulating things and whatever. And again, Kang is still at the top from what we've heard. I don't know how they're pulling it all together, but from what we've heard, Kang is still at the top.
Yeah.
So
how do you think they're going to pull that one off?
I am not sure.
I think they're going to keep him in the back. Like, I think he'll definitely be mentioned, but I don't think that he'll show face.
Yeah, I have no idea where they're going with that. I have no idea what they're going to do with Kang. He is still the big bad. Dr. Doom, I don't know if, no one has really talked much about Doom lately online from scoopers or anything like that since the first Deadpool trailer, when the Secret Wars comic was next to Deadpool right before Wolverine entered the trailer. But no one's really said anything about Doom outside of that. I think we'll start hearing more about Doom when we start hearing more about the Fantastic Four from leaks about, you know, the set photo leaks or plot leaks or things like that. We'll start hearing more about Doom then. But as far as goes right now, Kang the Conqueror is still going to be the overall villain in the multiversal saga. So that is what we know right now about Deadpool. And like I said, pretty excited for it. It does look like it's going to be a good time. But you guys got to let us know what you guys are thinking about what's going to be going on in Deadpool 3. What variants do you think we could see? How big do you think the void, you know, truly is? And what do you think that post-credit scene that's going around? What do you think that what's in that description? I want to know so bad. So let us know all your thoughts down below. Let's see. And again, we've got more people flooding in. Again, Dre, thank you so much for that. Much love to you. Appreciate you being here, Ricardo. Ricardo said, y'all peep Deadpool and Wolverine. Reenact the Tobey Maguire fight. I did see that. That was going on Twitter. The movements are them doing the Flash Thompson and Tobey fight from the first Spider-Man. Yeah. Very good. Ricardo also said, I'm afraid they might treat cameos in this like a movie like Mom and kill them immediately. You know, well, I don't know if they're going to kill him immediately, but
I feel like there will be a lot of death in this movie.
There probably so. But again, these are variants. Yeah. And with them being variants and this being the void, we could see, you know, others show up, you know, we could see a Halle Berry again. I still believe they're all going to be in Secret Wars anyway. So even if we do see a James Marsden and Halle Berry and the rest of them in the void, I still believe they will be a part of the Secret Wars film, along with everyone else. You know, we just heard that Wesley Snipes is going to be joining the MCU and as a variant of Blade and seeing him. And people are obviously suggesting Secret Wars, obviously, but it's just like, my thing is this. I wouldn't it's not going to stop at that.
How did we get a variant of Blade
before? Oh yeah, I put that on Twitter too. I said, oh yeah, he'll probably be joining the MCU before Mahershala does, because, you know, however that's going. We've gotten set photo leaks for I don't know why I call them set photo leaks, just BTS photos, behind the scenes photos of Ryan Coogler's vampire film, and it was of Michael B. Jordan. I don't know if he's a vampire or a hunter, but he looked like maybe a vampire in it.
I saw that yesterday too.
And mind you, Blade was announced in 2019, and we've not even seen Mahershala Ali dressed up as the character. So yeah,
it's giving. It's giving.
Yeah, it's giving. It's not real.
Yeah, it's giving. This was all a lie and a rumor.
Victory said, ain't no way we just simply moving forward with this shit with all the anti-black male shit they've pulled. He said, that's wild. We just gonna pretend all the BS didn't happen. Which are we talking about? Just the video that we put out a few days ago addressing the anti-blackness in Marvel? Let me address this too. I've said this so many times, and I'm going to continue to say it so many times. I actually just got into a discussion about this on Twitter last week. Although it be that I cannot stand Marvel's decision when it comes to what they did with T'Challa and the Black Panther. Although it be I cannot stand Marvel's decision on what they did with Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and making him Wonder Man. Why they haven't given us Blue Marvel. Why we haven't gotten this. Why we haven't gotten that. I understand that, and I that's why I speak on those things. That's why I advocate for those things. That's why I have a platform where I'm able to sit and discuss those things. But with that, there are many, many, many heroes outside of the black ones, outside of the Chinese ones, outside of the Native American ones, the Mexican ones, that I enjoy. So just because Marvel made the decision that they made with T'Challa, that's why I said when it comes to the Black Panther franchise within the MCU, you will not see me talking positively about it until T'Challa's back on his throne. That does not then mean I'm not going to go watch Spider-Man 4. That does not then mean I'm not going to go watch Secret Wars. Or that I'm not going to enjoy some of the other things under the Disney umbrella. Just because Disney, for those of you that say Disney helped make the decision with T'Challa, okay, I love Star Wars way more than I love Marvel. Don't you put those two up against each other, Marvel will lose for me every single time.
Every single time.
What umbrella is Star Wars under? The Disney umbrella. So in order for me to enjoy a property that I love more than the Marvel stuff, even though the Lucasfilm projects right now are terrible, I'm still going to enjoy that stuff, even though what's going on with Black Panther and some of the other stuff, I advocate for that. I'm not going to make myself miserable and not watch the things that I still love. So I'm still going to advocate for those things, but I'm also not going to sit here and pretend like I don't have a platform and people don't come to this channel to hear us talk about other things outside of T'Challa and you know, actually I even said yesterday before coming into this stream, I wanted to come in the stream with Happy and talk, you know, this was supposed to be a positive stream because I really didn't want, even though if you would have waited until later in the stream, the last topic today is going to be addressing some of that anti-blackness going on with Sunspot. I've already addressed it before, but as I said earlier in the video, I want to piss people off again. So we address those things. Those things don't go unnoticed over here. They don't go untalked about over here. I address them, but while addressing them, I also have fun in addressing the things that I love. So is everybody clear on that one? And if that's not clear, if you don't like that, if that just feels like fake to you, if that's two-faced for me, then there's that exit button.
There's that exit button.
Said it many times. All right. Now, we can move on to that next topic. And the next topic we're going to move on to is going to be what's going on with Kiki Palmer.
Talk to me about my girl.
We talked about this a little bit, like I said, over a year ago. We talked about this, where Marvel had reportedly said that they had wanted Kiki Palmer to join the MCU. And in wanting Kiki Palmer to join the MCU, she had, before Marvel, the report of Marvel saying it, there was a video, and I have it. So let me play that really quick. She did this, and it was like 7 seconds of her just saying this, and it catapulted her into something more.
I feel like I'm a superhero and I'm ready to go kick some butt, which I'm gonna manifest a superhero role off of that. This would be the perfect look. But anyway, I digress.
So from that, a TikToker, someone made a TikTok saying that, you know, Kiki Palmer has recently said that she would like to manifest the superhero role, and I, for one, would love her to get that role, but while getting that role, piss some people off and be rogue.
Right.
That would, I'd be one of those that's pissed. I personally, I've said this many times also, the race bending I'm not for. I don't want Kiki Palmer to join the MCU and be cast as rogue. Watching 97 now and just knowing the character of Rogue, Rogue doesn't need to be. I don't want her to be a. No,
but there are other characters that she would.
That she could play that are black.
Just
there are mutants that she could play that are black.
Yeah, I mean, I am a Kiki Palmer. That was my girl. That was my era. Was some Kiki Palmer. So whatever she does, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
And like I said, I like Kiki Palmer too. I do like Kiki Palmer.
But I do agree with you. I don't, ever since I started watching 97, it dawned on me like, okay, let me go back and like really watch the originals. Because I watched the original X-Men when I was younger. It's just, I was never like consistent. It was just like whatever episode was on. And so, or whatever episode my sister or my dad was watching. And so I went back and I'm starting to rewatch it, and I definitely agree. Like, the more that I'm, like, getting to know these characters, I don't think I could see Kiki as playing Rogue.
Yeah, no. I don't want to see Kiki playing Rogue. And the reason, again, it goes back to the same reason I don't want Yaya playing Wonder Man.
Yeah.
There are black characters, black mutants. We just had this discussion. I just, as I said earlier, pissed a lot of people off with this discussion. there are black mutants that she could be playing. We named a lot of them. She could be friends. She could be. There's a lot of mutants that she could be, black female mutants that she could portray outside of being Rogue. But if Keke Palmer does join the MCU and Marvel is reportedly currently looking at Keke Palmer for a considerable role in the MCU, we don't really know exactly. This is the report, the post right here, but this is what Fandom Wire said. They said Keke Palmer is reportedly on Marvel Studios' wish list for a major role as per insider Daniel Richmond. While the exact character remains under wraps, speculation has swirled online with many fans championing Storm, and many fans need to stop.
Baby, because that's the only black character y'all know.
But,
Can we have an honesty moment? Can we just for real have an honesty moment? Like, if you're really... I was just having this discussion with someone at work because we were talking about, not to bring up all this, but we were talking about Black Panther 2. And he was asking me about my honest opinion. And I told him, which we all know, which I don't like the movie. Mm-hmm. And we kept going back and forth. And I said, look, you are more than welcome to your opinion. Because at the end of the day, you're an MCU fan. And that's fine. You can be an MCU fan. But I am a Marvel fan. Mm-hmm. I am a Marvel comic fan. So I'm going off of the source material that I was given my whole entire life.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm not judging you. But, like, you just need to know that we're not the same. And it's okay if that's the only black character that you know, because that's the only black character that's been introduced to you outside of T'Challa.
Right.
And...
I mean, and for me, my honesty moment just is she doesn't fit the bill. She's not Aurora.
She's not.
I mean, I love Keke. Kiki's great, but she's not Storm. The problem with casting Storm is we've already been disrespected once with Storm, and that's with Halle Berry. I don't care how many people love Halle Berry as Storm. Halle Berry is eat shit. She's a shitty Storm. She's not Storm. She's not the complexion that Storm needs to be. I, for one, was actually watching the very shitty Jurassic World Dominion the other day because I love Jurassic Park. I was a dinosaurs kid, bro. Like Land Before Time, I had every single one every Christmas in my stocking. Like I still have every single
Star
one.
Wars and one side was just dinosaurs.
Yeah,
for you.
I still have every single VHS Land Before. Like that was my shit. So dinosaurs were my shit. I was excited for Jurassic World. That movie sucks ass. I tried to watch it in 2022 or whenever the fuck it came out. Don't remember.
Is that the ones with Chris Pratt in them? Like the newer ones?
Yeah. Well, the first one with Chris Pratt I like. The second one with Chris Pratt I like until they start doing the cloning the girl and the clone and that shit. I
did hear the second one got weird.
The third one is just I was excited because Dr. Grant was coming back and you had everybody from the original blah blah blah. Ass. But within that ass, you got, what is her name? I just had it. Oops, I spelled that all wrong. Dominion. The cast. What is her name? Here we go. DeWanda Wise. DeWanda Wise said that she wanted to play Storm. Now, if we're going to pick somebody to play Storm, I was looking at, because I remember when she said this. She said this like a couple months ago. Was it a month ago? A month ago. She said it a month ago. So when she said it a month ago, I shared it on Twitter. I was like, oh yeah, okay, DeWanda Wise.
I can see that.
But when I saw her when I was watching her in Dominion, I was like, oh, DeWanda Wise. I was like, yeah. The whole time I was watching her in Dominion, I just kept imagining her with white hair, the eyes, I think first of all, she's fucking beautiful. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So on top of the beauty, you've already got the goddess image in her. You do the hair white, you put her in the makeup, you put her in the costume. I would love to see DeWanda Wise, and let me just give you her quote. This is not just somebody that's saying she wants to just play Storm, but she said, Storm is the only Marvel character I'm interested in. It's the only Marvel character I've ever been interested in. I think we're going to single-handedly make that happen. and I thank you for that. She's got my vote.
Yeah.
She's got my vote. I would love to see DeWanda Wise come in as Storm. I think that she, like I said, she's brilliant. She's a darker skin color than Halle Berry, and that's obviously what we want to aim for there when we're talking Storm. So I really do like her as Storm, and I hope that she is. I hope her name is thrown in the Marvel hat over there. But Keke Palmer being Storm, for the fans out there talking about they want Keke Palmer to be fucking Storm, no. This goes on to say the iconic weather-wielding X-Men leader as the perfect fit for Palmer's talents.
I just feel like there's just something else that she can embody and just do so much better in than Storm.
I could see her as Misty Knight. I could see her as Frenzy. I mean, if we're keeping
Frenzy,
with the X-Men,
like for sure, I can see her as Frenzy.
But I don't. She does not embody
Storm.
Winds heed my command. She just doesn't. I mean, when I think Keke Palmer, and like I said, she's a great actress. I just Winds heed my command, child. Like I just don't. That's just not. I don't. She.
I mean, she can do phenomenal.
No.
Like if it's a serious role, like Keke can get serious.
No, she can. She definitely can. She's a brilliant actress.
But I just don't. I don't see her
She's
as.
not. She's not Storm.
Like I don't like a superhero serious. If that makes sense.
I don't see Keke really as a. I mean, I guess I would really have to see, because I didn't see Nope. Did you watch Nope, the Jordan Peele film?
No, I didn't see that one.
I didn't watch it, so I want to say it's action-y, thrillery, maybe. I don't know, suspenseful.
I mean, I've seen like bits and pieces of it, and it's very like thriller actiony for sure.
I would need to see Keke Palmer maybe in an action typed film. Is she? Has she? I'm trying to think. Has she played in one?
Even though I've watched like segments of that movie, it wasn't enough for me to sit down and be like, okay, Keke, let me sit down and see what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't enough for me to be like, let me take you in this role serious.
I mean, she's also very gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. I mean, like I said, you will never sit here and I will talk trash about Keke. Me and Keke Palmer are like Virgo soul sisters. That's my. In my Delulu brain, we're friends. That's my best friend.
I really do love it.
But as her best friend, I would tell her honestly, like, girl, I don't think that's the part for you.
Yeah,
and you need to talk to them about Frenzy.
I just need to know. I mean, I don't know. I guess I would just need to see her in an action type of
film. So if you see this, Keke Palmer, I'm just telling you as your best friend, I'm not seeing it. You need to talk to them about Frenzy, though, girl. I think you would body that. Body it.
Let's
immediately
see her repertoire. I'm trying to see an action film here. No, they're more so, your dramas.
Yeah, either your dramas or your comedies. Like they're not suspenseful.
Yeah, so no, I don't know. I guess I would need to see her act in an action film.
Only, and like I said, like the bits and pieces that I saw were good, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, let me take her serious in this role and sit down and watch it through and through, because I still have it.
Yeah, like I said, I still don't see her as. I didn't see her as Rogue a year ago, and I don't see her as Rogue now. And I didn't even know people were saying that bullshit on Twitter, talking about some damn Storm. No, but could Keke Palmer join the MCU? I wouldn't be against it. I just don't know who they'd have her play. We can name all the Black Mutants we want, and that's the next topic. They're not. That ain't it. She's not going to be a Frenzy or someone like that. She's not. That's not it. No.
If they're going to pull Keke Palmer in, they're going to pull her in for a big role. Because Keke, I mean, here's the thing. She's going to get the bag. Because even though her discovery is not a lot, whatever it was, she killed it. So, like, her network is pretty up there for, like, someone who's not in a lot of things.
I like Keke a lot, too. Like I said, she's everywhere right now, too. So, I don't know. We'll see. But what do you guys think? Who do you think Keke could play? Who do you think that she could play if she does join the MCU? Who would you want to see her playing? Let us know all your thoughts down below.
Grace said Frenzy and Misty Knight. Nayers. Did I say that right? Naries also said yes, Frenzy for sure. Maybe the telepath from Emma Frost's college days named Astrid Bloom. Keke would be good in that role.
Yes.
Ronald Ray, coolest people ever.
I don't know if that was to us, but if it was, I'm going to say thank you.
Right. Gray said, DeWanda Wise when we were talking about her. Raymond 2000, she might be Missy Knight, ... even though I wouldn't mind a rogue. And then Shy Face. Okay, Raymond, you just like to stir the pot. Anything that gets the pot stirring, Raymond's going to be there.
I just don't want her to be rogue. I don't.
So,
I don't.
Profess the Film Fan said, I think Chloe Grace Moretz would play a good rogue.
I like her too.
I like her too. I can see that. Kiki Lane said the same thing, so the casting competition would be fierce. Is that for wanting to be Storm? I feel like that name sounds familiar. I would have to just pull her up. Let me see what she looked like.
Ooh.
Oh.
Her, yes.
Yes. She's gorgeous. That would be fierce.
Oh, I
Raymond
didn't know
2000
she
also said
commented on it.
Yedi? I cannot pronounce this, as Storm is a must.
She is beautiful too.
She is gorgeous. What's she been in? Why does she look so familiar?
She has played in Nothing Groundbreaking.
Oh, Old Guard. I love that movie. She played the one of the main characters. Yes. Okay, girl. Okay. I don't know. I would have to see you in the second movie because the first movie you were given weak, but you learned a lot in that first movie, so I can understand.
Am I spelling this person's name right? No.
Grace
she would
said,
be my last choice out of the three.
Out of the three, yeah. She's just a little older. Well, I guess that would kind of work, though, right?
She's definitely got more of the complexion to do it. But if I had to choose out of the three ladies, she's at the bottom of mine.
Grace said,
I don't like Coming to
Angelina,
America
welcome
too.
to the show. Glad you're here. Grace said if Bill Street could talk and Coming to America.
Coming to America 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one I cared for.
I mean, they did a second movie decades later. Here's the thing about me and second movies. If you're gonna do a second movie, it needs to be right then and there. We can't do it decades later and think it's gonna pop off.
Incredibles 2 is good. I like it. I do. It's just not that first one. It's not that first one.
Raymond said, I'm trying to pair a Storm with a T'Challa that was around Chadwick's age. But that's the thing! We're not gonna get it!
Yeah, there's not going to be a T'Challa.
There's not! So,
no time soon, at least. No time soon, at least.
I do agree with you on that one.
I don't believe they're recasting that character anytime soon, at least.
Oh,
I might give you the hope of the recast, but as of right now, as I've said, I'm going to continue to die on this hill until Marvel proves me different, and I would love to be proven wrong. They've made I've said this, they've dug yet they're going to lay in it. They're
they're standing 10 toes down.
They're not going to divert the story that they diverted to tell in the first place. They were going to tell one story. They diverted to tell that story. They're not then going to divert again to tell another story. They are not going to go find another person to come in and play the 616 T'Challa. Now, I've already said this. You may get a T'Challa in Secret Wars. You might get a variant of T'Challa. But even then, I don't know that you get that variant of T'Challa because your Black Panther-esque being is supposed to be Shuri. Mm-hmm. That's who it's going to be. That kid, that bastard that's running around, he may be there. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe I
but it ain't T'Challa.
Maybe I misinterpreted this towards the end of the movie, but it seemed like she gave that mantle of T'Challa to my boy.
No, she gave him the mantle of king.
Okay, is that what I read into? And then she's gonna stay the Black Panther.
Yeah, she's going to be the Black Panther, and as
and then
it should
he will be the king of. Okay, that makes sense. KJ's getting into the first one. KJ just randomly looked at me one day and was like, Black Panther, and I'm like, oh, is that what we're on right now? And we've been on a Black Panther kick for a cool minute. And he looked at me yesterday and he goes, Mom, I want Black Panther party. And I turned around so quick and I said, if you don't think I will not get T'Challa, King of Wakanda, to come to Norman, Oklahoma for your 4th birthday party, you're tripping, because I will. I will do that. You just let me know. So, I think we're having a Black Panther party this year, guys, and I'm pretty fucking excited.
Well, that's the only place you're going to see him, because
that's the only place you're going to see him, folks.
It's not going to be on the screen.
So, if you want to see him, he'll be at my house.
Yeah, that's just not
in August.
I mean, again, I want to be wrong, I really do, but I'm a very pragmatic and I look at things as they are. I don't.
No, but you're making sense. I mean, I
just don't see them doing.
They have the opportunity to bring in a T'Challa if they want to, but like you said, I agree with you. They are standing 10 toes down in that decision that they made, and I think they're sticking with Shuri until we get T'Challa, and then that's it. I would even be more. I would be shocked if we got a different.
I mean, my thing
T'Challa.
is this: you have to look at it this way, and I really didn't even want to have a T'Challa conversation, but you have to look at it this way. We somewhat, if we are to believe Production Weekly's report of what they put out in their magazine of the coming Marvel projects, did you see a BP3 before Secret Wars?
Mm-mm.
No. So we already know where Shuri's showing up next. It was rumored she was going to show up in Brave New World. That's not happening anymore.
That's not happening anymore.
So now she's showing. I don't remember the film. I think the next film they said was the fifth Avengers film. I think the next film she's showing up is So So it ain't just that T'Challa's not gonna be there. I want to make this clear, and I and maybe this just people just have to see it for themselves. And I'm not saying stop the hashtags, because I still use the hashtag. I'm not saying stop the conversations. Right. I'm saying step into reality. And if you look at it this way, you're not just not getting T'Challa. You're not even getting the Black Panther. Like whoever they put in the costume is not even going to be there, because you're not going to get the Black Panther. If I'm correct, I remember that. I think that rumor said she's no longer in Brave New World. She's going to show up in Avengers 5, which after that would be Secret Wars. We've already seen the films and shows coming out between Deadpool 3 and Secret Wars. Black Panther 3 ain't on that motherfucking list.
Nowhere.
So if we are still going with the thought of they're not recasting T'Challa, that then puts BP3 after Secret Wars. We don't know what year, what month, what day or time, but it puts it after. Do you really think that they're not going to pick up where they left off?
That part.
I mean, my thing is this. Some people might be saying, well, Darius, it's Battle World, it's Secret Wars. Things are going to be rebooted. It's a soft reboot. Marvel's doing a soft reboot. I promise you, within that soft reboot, it ain't recasting T'Challa.
I'm telling you.
That soft reboot is soft rebooting. Okay, now you've got the Fantastic Four in your universe. Okay, now you've got the X-Men in your universe. Characters that weren't previously in the universe are now in your universe. That's your soft reboot.
Right.
You're not.
You got to be realistic about this.
Come on.
You have to be realistic about the conversation and like what's being told versus what's being given, and you have to read in between those lines. Like, I get what people are saying, and that hope is nice. The hope of us getting a different world T'Challa is nice. But at the end of the day, it would literally negate everything that they spent so much money on. That's another thing that you guys have to look at. Like, business-wise. They paid so much money for this movie, for the advertisement, for the marketing, toys, stickers, backpacks, for none of it to sell.
Bruh, none of it.
For none of it to sell, for it to not even
there are
make
still
more than
figures
what they
on the fucking shelves.
Right. Not more than, but I guarantee, actually, I know for a fact that if you go into any store and you're looking for a T'Challa
Oh, no,
Black
he's
Panther,
not there.
He's not there.
No.
But Shuri's there.
No.
Okoye's there.
The newest, Marvel Legends just came out with as y'all know, I collect Marvel Legends figures. They just came out with it was like a new wave. It's semi-new, I want to say. I have one of the figures from it. I have one of the figures from it. I have this Namor. This Namor here is from that wave. This is a very, very dope Namor. I really like this Namor. Blah, blah, you know, cool. I got Namora too. Namorita, where is she? She's over here. Anyway, she's back there. Within that wave, though, the only reason I was trying to get this wave, yeah, the Namor's cool, but the T'Challa in the wave. So when I went to every GameStop, because I went to every one, when I went to the vintage stocks, I went to Target, I went to Walmart, they had Namor, they had the others, they had almost every figure in that wave except for who? T'Challa. So yes, it's a market. It's the money put into the marketing. It's the money put into the merchandising. They put their hopes, tears, emotions, feelings, and dreams into
Balls
this
and pussy,
film,
bro. Like, they
into
put
the marketing,
everything,
into everything. And I just don't see them then saying
Like,
to themselves, oh, well,
Let's just throw in a new one.
And again, I'm not trying to discourage the hope. I'm a realistic person. I look at things as they are. And until Marvel themselves, because no one has, anytime the Black Panther gets brought up, it's with Marvel, it's telling a story that is outside of T'Challa. This video game is outside of T'Challa. This Eyes of Wakanda series is outside of what T'Challa. BP3.
Guys, it's so bad on the newest season of Spidey, which we all know Darius loves. There's one episode with Black Panther compared to the first 2 seasons where there was multiple episodes with Black Panther. And in that episode, he doesn't take off his mask. No one is voicing him. He's just there.
I'm sure. The treatment that T'Challa gets
is crazy.
It's something that could be studied.
Man.
And because I'm just like, it doesn't but anyway, what I'm saying is to end this with a little sprinkle of hope. Bob Iger did recently say that they are switching things up. They're going to put focus on characters and things that people actually care about. You know, putting those characters first and if Bob Iger actually had this conversation with Marvel, or maybe they haven't had this conversation. Maybe this conversation's on the pinned wall to be coming soon conversation. Right. I don't know.
To-do list on the to-do list.
If he really meant that, and if the powers that be over at Disney and Marvel are making the right decisions, then I would say, okay, if he really means that, and he actually has his hand involved in, hey, this character needs to be involved, and that character needs to be back, and blah 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 blah, then I could say maybe you might see T'Challa back, because maybe, I don't know this white man, but maybe Robert might understand, or maybe not understand where we're coming from, but from a money point, from a businessman standpoint, from a CEO standpoint, he might understand how important this character is. This old motherfucker in that interview he just recently did a month or whatever ago was talking about, well, I didn't know kids play video games. We need to start chalking in on video. Yes, kids play video games. So that's what I mean. Out of touch. So maybe again, he's not looking at it from our point of view. He's not looking at it from a Black Power, put the king back on his throne point of view. Yeah. He's looking at it from a money. Ka-ching. T'Challa sells, get his ass back in the films.
Right.
So maybe. And when I say maybe, that is like a
very small, if minuscule.
That's like when I was a kid, and when we would go to the store and pass the McDonald's, and I would say, Mom, can we get McDonald's? Maybe.
And damn
well, when we get back in the car and I ask again, she's gonna say, "There's McDonald's at the house."
At the house, baby.
And that's exactly how Disney and Marvel are hitting y'all right now. I want T'Challa. There's T'Challa at the house.
At the house.
You got T'Challa at the house.
At the house.
So I mean, I want him too. But I'm just looking at
realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the way they look at it. So, anyway,
I think we're gonna get every.
Why is it every motherfucking time you are here, bitch?
Yes.
They start me on this T'Challa shit.
Because I think they just like the fact that I don't stop it and I encourage it. I'm like, keep it going because you're not wrong. Because you're not
every time.
Wrong. You're not
that's
wrong.
Funny.
But no, I agree with you. I don't think that's gonna be a thing. I'm very realistic. I don't see that happening. I think they're going to say it's 10 toes strong. I think we're going to get every fucking variant of every Marvel character that you can think of, and we're going to get introduced to Marvel characters that you couldn't even think of, and everything under the sun besides that man right there.
Yeah.
And that's just all something we got to live with.
Again, I would like to be wrong. I was wrong with X-Men 97. I was very wrong. I said I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can pull it off. I don't
but man,
want them to
I've been
touch
enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
KJ's
it's the best
obsessed.
thing since Endgame. The best thing since Endgame, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, KJ's like obsessed with 97 right now, and I'm like, bro, you haven't even watched the original, but okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm hoping. Like I said, I want to be wrong. I do. I want to see someone come in and don that role, an Aldous Hodges or Damson Idris or anybody that we could have come in there and just don the role, put him back on screen. I'm for it. So again,
I'm for it.
There is that sliver of hope with Robert's point of view, but then there's what they've already done. I just don't know. So we will now shift to this really quickly because I am running on a fixed time here. Let's just skip to this part of it. We've all had the conversation about Sunspot. Let's just piss some more people off really quick because I'm also going to clip this video and it's going to be its own video. And I might even clip that T'Challa conversation and have it be its own video. But let's just look at this really quick here with Sunspot. We talked about Sunspot, the whitewashing of Sunspot. This is an article from 2016, by the way. This is not like a new conversation for those of you talking about, oh my God, why are you crying about Sunspot with X-Men 97? It's a great show. It is a great show.
It's a fantastic show.
But within that greatness, I'm going
let's
to...
not fuck around.
Yeah, I'm going to point out the very
What's not
obvious.
great. Yeah, like, let's be so fucking for real, please.
I personally do not like the fact that Sunspot's struggles with the whole, I don't know, it's the whitewashing for me. Let me go to this first. Again, we've talked about it before, but I wanted to show this because there are people online having the same conversations. I mean, there were other YouTubers having previous conversations before our video had dropped as well. Let's see. This is what I wanted to share here. Somebody had posted on, and I don't know if anybody has seen this interview. That's a great interview.
It's a great interview.
Go watch that.
Everyone needs to go watch it. Man, his interviews have been hitting since Cat.
Yeah, one of the things I learned about Shannon, though, in that is Shannon is more equipped to speaking with Skip Baylesses and equipped to speaking with Stephen A. Smiths and things like that. People within his profession. When the conversations get too deep, when the conversations, like, because the conversation he was having with her about her experience with race and how he said kids can't be, well, that's just kid behavior. No, sir, that's not just kid behavior.
That's taught behavior.
Yes, and just, so what are we saying? Okay, so that's just kids being kids then. So when that racist little shit grows up to be an adult racist shit, what are we going to say?
What are we going to do
That's
now?
just an adult being or just a kid, or an adult reliving his learned behavior. No,
right, like,
he was a racist at 4. He's a racist at 44. There's no. I don't. Like I said, I'm not. Anyway, some conversations he needs to just stick to having them with Skip and Steven because he's not intellectually capable
to have
of having the deeper conversations. But I like Club Shay Shay.
I do like, and I feel like Amanda handled herself very well in that moment because she was like, "That's what we're not going to do is negate what I got going on over
there." Yeah.
But,
the way she was just like, okay. Because, I mean, you were invalidating her experience. Like, that's one thing I cannot stand when people do. Like, I say this all the time. Some people might tell you Darius is one of the nicest people I've met. Some people might tell you Darius is an asshole. And I say believe them both because that's based off their experience with me. I could be both.
Right.
So you can't invalidate somebody else's experience. Just because you didn't experience racism with kids or whatever or does not then mean that the next person didn't. And so when you then invalidate someone's experience, because she's better than me, I would have said, okay.
And got up.
Yeah, because I would have been like, what are we talking about? Like, I love the example she used, the Ruby Bridges example. She's like, so the kids, Little Rock 9, were they just kids being kids? I was like, that's a damn good example. Were they just kids being kids?
That's the thing that I love about Amanda, though. She's so smart. She's a lot smarter than what people give her, because she's not afraid to talk about real things. And when she does talk about those real things, it's not in a proper set. It's in her very own skin and in her very own way. So people doubt her for not being intellectual about what the fuck she's talking about.
Yeah, no, I
like she doesn't talk unless she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, and I'm not going to sit here and say, and I was just reading what Raymond said too, I'm not saying that Amanda's perfect or anything like that. What I do agree though too, you know, at some point, sometimes some people, and it's, I've had to do it. I've had to do it with this channel. Sometimes you have to look at yourself and say, is it me? You know, is it me? You know, if you look around, you'll notice there are faces that were here that are not here anymore. Is it me? You know, I've had to have conversations, not just on that, but because I'm a very strong personality. Yeah. And I've never been a sidekick. Yeah. So it's like it's really difficult for me to play in a sandbox with a lot of people. So sometimes I can come off as, again, that's why maybe some faces aren't
No, it's
here.
so funny though, because like it's so funny because I had like, you know, I have friends who know about the podcast and they'll be like, hey, you haven't been on, like, is everything okay with you and Darius? I'm like, let me tell you something about me and Darius, baby.
Yeah,
if I'm not there, it ain't got nothing to do with our relationship and
Yeah,
everything to do with lifing. Because I can handle Darius.
Yeah, no.
Y'all need to worry about y'all and Darius. That's what y'all need to worry about. I got him. Like.
Yeah.
But I think it's because I'm also a very strong personality as well. But it took me a while. I don't know. I feel like I've always kind of been like this too. Like, I'm okay with you being strong as well. Like, you and me can be strong together. Right. And if you don't want me in the sandbox right now, that's cool. But just know I'm going to come back in my sandbox. Like, you're not going to take over my sandbox, but I'm going to come back. Right. Like, I'm going to let you give you your space so you can throw it and do whatever.
Right.
But I'm going to come back.
Yeah. But to round it back to this, sorry, I just saw the Club Shay Shay thing and that. But anyway, so this person had put on here on the 24th of April, so that was yesterday. They said X-Men 97 turning Sunspot's story of facing explicit anti-blackness into a coming out allegory is awful. Why? To make Roberto's arc more clean, to not have to address an actual reality of life. Well, I have some rebuttals on that one. Or because of a white dude voicing black man's pain is wonky. I agree with that last statement.
I agree with that part.
I agree with the last statement. I agree with the top. I do not agree with the part where he says to have to address an actual reality in life. Well, here's the thing too. That struggling with coming to terms with accepting who you are, not just you accepting who you are, because sometimes I've said this before, and I really don't like talking about this shit out loud like this because it's really nobody's business. But if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. I've said this before. I am bi, and being bi, that is something. I grew up in a black household. I grew up in a Christian black household.
That's not something that was talked about.
I am a follower of Christ. No, you did not speak about that.
No, you did not speak about it.
That was not something. No.
Because same.
Yeah, that was not something you spoke about.
I had to move to Hawaii before I was like, hey.
So you know, growing, and we were in church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Especially if it was a revival, we were, you know, there all week. And on Sundays, we were there Sunday school, regular service, evening service. Now we're traveling to another church. I was a part of the choir, the VIP, all that kind of stuff. So it's difficult, you know. Most of the times you accept yourself first before others, before you're willing to try to go to others to accept you. And it's really hard when you don't come from when you know you're not coming from a supportive group, for you to be able to come out and say, hey, this is me. I'm not different in any way. You just now know a new piece about me. So to invalidate the LGBTQ experience, I have to go against. I didn't get to live my truth or who I was in high school like that. You know, I dated the same girl throughout high school, and to this day, me and Kanisha would probably be married. Like, cause we talked about that all the time. If there was ever someone I was going to marry, I don't want to get married, but if there was ever someone I was going to marry, it was definitely that girl. Yeah. Like, we were high school sweethearts. She was a sophomore, I was a freshman. We started dating. We dated all throughout high school. Like, that was just, but you know, and when I was with her, I never had any other type of questions or thoughts or anything like that. But there's still that was still a part of me, is what I'm saying. I never, you know, but I didn't get to have those conversations with my mom. I didn't get to have those conversations with my family, with my siblings, with anyone. That was a conversation between me, myself, and I and God.
Right.
Like that. So to invalidate that experience and say that that's not reality, it is reality. It is reality.
And sometimes some people don't even get that. Like, to know that you are something that everyone around you would go against, and you have two choices. Either you fall with them and you go against yourself, or like you said, you have to have that conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, this is it, and this is who we are, and this is what we're standing for.
Yeah, so him just saying that one I don't agree with, but I do agree with changing the story from anti-blackness into a coming out gay allegory. I don't agree with that.
If you wanted to do that, that could have been its own.
Yeah, it could have been its own fucking story with its own fucking character. This switching, this anti-blackness that you have, not wanting to tell the black story.
It's weird. But the whole thing was weird. The whole thing, that I enjoyed the episode, but that part I was like,
Yeah, I know. When I was watching it too, I thought the same thing.
I was like, something about this doesn't
fit
right.
But this person went on to say, they wonder why people were critical of Sunspot's design and voice actor casting. His design is ambiguously brown, his voice actor is white, and now his origin of activating his powers after an anti-black hate crime was erased. That's whitewash 101, and I completely agree. Like, it's terrible.
Because I just finished the episode in the original X-Men that showed how he got his powers, and then I sat down and watched this one, and I was like,
that's
not right.
Yeah, very, very different.
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
Somebody said he looked ambiguous. He looked ambiguous brown in the comics for almost his whole existence. As long as a voice actor does a good job, their race shouldn't matter. The hate crime stuff, but they still go into what triggered the mutation. Okay, but I have to disagree with that. I have to disagree with that too, though.
Yeah.
About the voice acting doesn't matter. The voice acting does matter, though. And why does it matter? No, we can't see the voice actor, but you are then taking a black character, a character of color, and then not picking a person of, you're taking that job from a person of color. That's what you're doing.
That's what you're doing.
You're taking that job from a person of color who could come in and voice that character of color.
And on top of that, I want a person of color to voice a person of color, because there's things that you can add to this character that someone who's not of color cannot, and that goes away all the board all around.
Yeah.
That's like having a black man play a Hispanic character.
Right.
That man has not lived a Hispanic life. That man has not lived in the life of being what it truly means to be Mexican in America. So why would you ask him to bring that experience to the table?
Right.
And it's kind of rude. It's kind of rude. I don't feel comfortable with the fact that there's a white guy forcing his voice to sound like mine, because he's trying to pay his rent.
Yeah, no, I don't. Like I said, he just Sunspot. I mean, it's the whole thing. It's just
I don't like that.
And Raymond. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember if it was Raymond or who it was brought it up last night. But the whole thing about still with Storm. And I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And again, I don't give a fuck if it pisses people off. But it's the whole thing about Storm. Storm just got her powers back, but we didn't see her coming to help out with Genosha. And people, I get it. There's 3 episodes left. I understand that she could show up in these last 3 and do some bomb ass Omega level ass.
I mean, she
goddess
really
ass shit. I'm sure she can. But again, it's still the simple fact that she lost her powers in the first or second episode.
Yeah, that part.
She spent getting her groove back with fucking Forge. She fought a demon. We spent more time with her without her powers than anything. And don't get me wrong, I said this last night. Her regaining her powers was dope. The shredding the feathers and making it was dope. Fantastic. Omega goddess level shit. Loved it. When is she going to heed my command again? When is she going to come in and predict the fucking forecast like Scott told her to do? Like, that's what I'm waiting on. It's not the simple fact that, that's what it is too. That's what a lot of y'all motherfuckers do too. And I think I'm I'm on one today.
Let's
That's
go.
what a lot of y'all motherfuckers like to do too. I didn't come into the. I didn't come in here trying to do that too. But a lot of y'all came into that comment of that first video talking about some. Is it not enough that they're there? No, motherfucker, it ain't
it's
enough
not.
that they're just there. I don't want to just be a footnote in your fucking storytelling,
Thank
like you've been
you.
making
It's
us
not
for
enough that I'm just
all of
fucking
existence. We're not just a footnote in fiction. We are not just a footnote in reality.
Thank
so
you.
no, it's not just good enough for me to see Bishop there dangled or to see Storm there dangled. Bishop's been in the future for however fucking long. He hasn't been back. Cable came back, so where the fuck is Bishop?
Thank you.
Storm was gone. She got her powers back, and she's still not here. I don't give a fuck if there's 3 episodes left. I understand she's gonna show up in those, but why did she not show up now?
But that's
she's
what
still
I'm
not
saying.
getting the screen time.
We got her struggle. We got her screen time for her struggle. Then we got to see her get her Omega powers, and now she's gone. So now that she's not in a position to struggle no more,
Yeah, no.
my girl is gone.
Yeah, no. Somebody.
So
yeah.
there's something with Marvel and the struggling of black people. They just really love to exploit it. And I'm just like,
Yeah, no, somebody really
Okay.
did say, is that not, I mean, they're there. Is it always
No.
something to complain about? There's other, like, is it not enough? You got,
It's not.
The comment was, is it not enough? You've got Jubilee, who's I forget what race she is. You've got Jubilee, you've got Storm, you've got Sunspot, you've got Bishop. Is it not enough? No. No, it's
No.
not.
me sitting here and complaining, or not even complaining, but me sitting here and voicing my opinion about it is showing you that it's not enough. For one. For two, mind the business that pays you. Okay?
Like, it's just like the conversations, and it's again, it's the same conversations like with not understanding why we want T'Challa recast, or so it's that same willful ignorance, just pointed in a different direction ignorantly. It's no longer why do you want T'Challa recast? It's now, why do you have a problem with Sunspot's color? It's your willful ignorance. You know exactly why
exactly what's going
we have a
on.
problem with Sunspot's color. Let me do it this way. What if they threw Cap in? Oh, your blonde-haired, blue-eyed man. Ooh. They threw Cap in, but they threw maybe 2 or 3 shades of melanin on him.
Y'all would be the first to have an uproar.
What would the conversation be? On Twitter, why is Captain America black? My Captain America's not black. Y'all threw a fit when Kiki Palmer didn't even suggest being Rogue, when someone else suggested her being Rogue, and it just took off. I'm saying I don't want her to be Rogue either, but that's what I'm saying. The fit was thrown, so it matters.
It matters.
It's like the voice actress that plays Storm said. The closer you get to white, the more acceptable it is. That's why when you look back on some of these older cartoons, they're not the color that they should be. They are more of a lighter hue because that's more acceptable. That's more tolerable. I can look at that. What? Jesus.
No, I agree.
I don't understand how people don't understand that. And again,
Because they don't want
it's not.
to.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not that I don't understand that. Yeah, it's not that I don't understand that they don't understand, because they do understand. It's just the
and
willful
that's what
ignorance.
ignorance is.
Yeah.
Ignorance is a lack of education because you don't want to be educated. And then whatever you are educated in, you want to act like you're stupid. My daddy always tells me, dumb is when you don't know, and stupid is when you do. So if you're going to be stupid, be smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's be realistic about this.
And I wanted to dive into this a little bit more, but as I said, I am on a bit of a time crunch and out of it. But I did want to address those and say some things on that.
Look at me.
Yeah, and say some things on that. But like I said, I hate ending streams like this because this is kind of abrupt. But I'm on a time.
We're on a time crunch. Sorry, guys.
So those are our topics for the day that we are going. I wanted to dive so much more into that one. I had so much more things I had to say.
I mean, I feel like there's going to be a lot more discussion too because we have 3 more episodes. And you know us, we ain't never going to let a conversation die. So
No. So, but if you are new here and you liked the conversation here, go ahead and hit that subscription button there. We appreciate everybody being here. We appreciate all of the comments here too. I do see everybody's comments that are here from the conversation that we just had. So yeah, yeah, and then again, like I said, if something was said in this stream that turned you off or you didn't like, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Man, I get it, but like
I get it,
there's
but yeah.
an unfollow button, and we can end the terms like that. I don't really know what to say because you have your opinion and I have mine. And listen, at the end of the day's gonna end. Okay.
And I think I'm on with chilling them tonight. I think I am. I'm not for sure. I think I am. I as you guys know, I'm on a time crunch. I'm on my fitness stuff, so I've got a bike today, and I have not.
I'm telling you.
So, but again, appreciate everybody being here. I have to go handle some business before it's too late. I'm gonna clip these videos and get these out. I will be back tomorrow. I think it's just myself tomorrow. I don't think Hugh's here either. But I will be here tomorrow for more news and things.
I'm so happy I got to be back. I'm officially back on Thursdays, so make sure you come and check us out. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. And we love you.
Yes, love you guys.
Yeah, love you guys. Miss you guys.
Talk to you later. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Again, I hate to end this like this. I truly, truly do. This is very abrupt and not a way that I want to end this stream. But I think we had some type of good conversation.
Yeah,
today.
we did.
So like, subscribe, share with your friends. And I will see all of you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Peace out. Thank you.
Yep.